Episode 40 of Trying British Foods. I live in a British food item and I have discovered a Manhattan that sells shops that are not otherwise available in American stores, so I am working my way through recommendations that you all send to me. This will be the last episode that I post in 2024. It just seemed fitting. 40 is a nice whole complete number, and episode 1 of this was posted back in January. So it will be back next year though, have no fear. What an incredible year it's been. And also to take this opportunity to thank those who continue to offer to send me food packages. Even though I'm not accepting them, I do really appreciate the generosity. And in particular, I wanted to thank the woman who offered to give me homemade tiffin, and to the man who offered to give me a homemade gentleman's relish. We're continuing on with the Christmas theme for this episode, which just seems seasonally appropriate. So first up, I have from our very trusted brand, Mr. Kipling, fruit mince pies. Now, I am suspecting they changed the name of this to read fruit mince pies for like American eyes. I feel like this would be called mincemeat pies where you are, but maybe I have that wrong. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what the distinction is there. So from what I understand, mince and mince meat are two completely distinct things on your end, right? Those are two different nouns. So like mince meat is what this is, and then mincing as a verb is like what I do, right? These are deliciously rich and fruity mince meat in a buttery pastry case. Then I have a variant of the Milky Bar with a wonderfully delightful name, and that would be the Milky Bar Fairy Lights. Now I'm assuming fairy lights are what you call these sort of lights. We would just call those Christmas lights, but fairy lights is much better. Fairy lights has a bit of that ring of poetry to it that so many of your names have. And since we've got the fairy lights, I did of course need to bring out the mascot of the Trying British Food series, which is the fairy dishwashing liquid. Some of you have quite correctly pointed out that he usually sits in the back over near the stove, and some of you have even mentioned that the liquid's not going down. You haven't touched your fairy. To that I say, my marital problems are none of your business, thank you. And lastly, I have this clotted cream fudge. This is Bristow's, and it says made with real clotted cream. Nestling in the heart of the West Country is the ancient market town of Crediton. Crediton? It is here. Since 1879, the Bristow family has made an extensive range of products which are made from only the best ingredients. I think we doubled up on made in that sentence, on that verb. I think we should maybe run that through copy editing. Mr. Kipling fruit mince pies. Okay, so I think I have arrived at the conclusion that unfortunately, I don't think mincemeat is for me. I think mincing is for me, but mincemeat is not for me. I'm always expecting it to be more than what it is, and this is not Mr. Kipling's fault at all. They are clearly operating within their own limitations here. It's always just so sweet and so heavy. I just feel like it's never quite translating for me properly. I don't know. I don't think it's really for me. In very, very small amounts, I will be happy that it's there and tolerate it, but it's not something I would go out of my way to have, unfortunately. The Milky Bar Fairy Lights. I also have to note here at the front, I absolutely love the description of what the product is. It describes itself as Milky Bar chocolate with crispy milk chocolate mini inclusions. I love inclusions as a noun. That's great. You can see the mini inclusions. Yeah, so the mini inclusions are milk chocolate, indeed. So it tastes very, very similar to what we have as a Hershey's Cookies and Cream bar. I'm not sure if you have access to those. Tastes similar to that, same sort of crunch, white chocolate, etc. Really good. The clotted cream fudge. Pretty large pieces. Here again, we've come up against this before, and I'd forgotten about this, but I think fudge is one of those terms that gets a little lost in translation. I think what you call fudge is different from what we call fudge slightly. This has much more sugar, and it might be the clotted cream, who knows? I can't even really detect the clotted cream in this, but this has a lot more sugar and a lot less chocolate than what we call fudge would. This is also not quite as soft. is what we would call fudge. I mean, I suppose this tastes fine. It's just, it's really very sugary. And again, I don't know if that's just the fudge being the fudge or what the clotted cream is doing to this. So my suggestion is to leave the cream and the fudge separate. Thank you very much for your recommendations and for a fantastic year, and I will see you next time.